Boy, howdy, and welcome back to Second Cup. I'm your host, Tim Heller. Today's guest is my good friend Sarang Sharma. Sarang is a first-generation Indian-American actor, director, and stand-up comedian based in New York City. He is also the CEO and founder of Awry Productions, a film production company based in New York City.
Just a wee heads up, we do curse quite a bit in this episode, so if that is something that you're sensitive to, then just buyer beware.
If you've been listening to the show and want to support us, there are 3 ways to do so. First is by sharing episode links on social media and tagging @TimHellerCreative. Second is by rating and leaving reviews in Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're consuming the podcast. And finally, if you want to support financially, you can Venmo @TimHellerCreative. All funds will be used to improve the show and provide the best experience for guests and listeners alike. Now, top off your beverage, get comfy, and enjoy this episode of Second Cup featuring Sarang Sharma.
Is this what you want?
That's exactly what I want. I just want to talk to your dog.
I mean, she's the star of the fucking show always, so.
She is. She runs. Are we rolling yet? She runs everything.
Yes, she does. That's really Bercy, though, but they're one and the same. Bercy, Candy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
Well, what's going on, man? I love the new hair and
Thank you.
Very, very sharp. I'm tempted to do the same, but I would probably
Do it.
be kicked out of my house.
Let's be silver foxes together.
Yes, just a couple of blonde lads with poodles.
Yeah, right. Like what else? What else do you need in life?
Not much.
But things have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are solid. I'm actually going to Costa Rica on Saturday. A little double purpose trip, a work trip and a pleasure trip. So those are always kind of
Nice.
freaking nice to be able to do. It's one of my buddy's birthdays, so that's part of the reason. But I'm also I wrote a film. Sorry. I wrote a film and I want to shoot it in Costa Rica. I've been there a few times and I've met a lot of local people who were like, yeah, you should definitely come and do a film down here. So I started to raise some money and plan on doing and directing that in January. So between then and now, going to Costa Rica for 2 times, like over the course of the next 3 months to like do some pre-production planning stuff, and fingers crossed everything goes well, because that would be my feature film directorial debut. So
Damn.
Lots of
Congratulations.
Thank you. It sounds very lofty and very fun, but the truth of the matter is that there's like no money behind it. So, I mean, there is some money behind it, but it's not like as glamorous as I'm making it out to sound. However, when I come back and the footage is amazing and we win like South by Southwest Festival or whatever, like blah, 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 I'll be like, yeah, I made it for like $500.
Yeah.
And like, that's awesome.
Now we're rolling in. Next.
Are we rolling in? Yeah.
Next film is 500 milli.
Ooh, that would be exciting. No, but things are going well.
Sarang, can you just give everybody who's listening just a quick rundown who you are, where you're at, what you're doing, what you're about.
Cool.
We jumped right into works, which is super exciting, and I want to loop back around to that and hear what else has been going on.
Forget about work. Let's just play. Let's just play today, you know?
Okay. Throw a little wink my way. I take that, receive it.
My name is Sarang Sharma. I'm 5'7". I'm based in New York. This is not a self-tape submission. But I'm at your service. No, I'm here in New York. It's cloudy today, but it's pretty nice. I think it's cooled down quite a bit, which is nice. You're in Texas, so it's always hot. So, I mean...
It is.
But yeah. What else did you ask? How I've been?
And like, tell me about what you're doing with Awry, your company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'd love to hear about that journey, just because I think that, I mean, you and I have talked about it a lot in terms of when you were starting things and should you jump from your part-time retail job, full-time creative, like when is that right time? When should you do it? And then ultimately, I'd love to hear your firsthand experience with like making all those decisions.
Like, honestly, I guess when I look back at it now versus, 5 or 6 years ago when I was coming out of acting school, it does sound like a very crazy jump from what I was planning to do or what my vision was and all of that. But it came about very logically and very organically, which I think is encouraging for a lot of young actors, or not young like as an age, but more so in their journey of their career. Because, I think things just kind of come together. So I guess what Tim and I are talking about is I am a stand-up comedian and an actor. I went to acting school, but when I graduated acting school, nobody wanted to hire me for anything because people were like, you need to have a reel to get an agent, and you need to get that first like series role or like co-star, whatever that shit is called, Law and Order SUV, that one. And it's kind of like a catch-22 where you're trying to get one, but you can't get one without the other, and it's like this endless cycle. And so I was just like, out of necessity, I was like, nobody's going to put me in anything. I got to put myself in things. I got to get my footage for myself, and then I'll fake it, make it look like someone hired me for a role, and put that on my reel. And so I did that like a few times around with a camera, or got hired on a job or whatever, just like got some friends and was like, let's make this, this, and this. Kept doing that consistently enough to the point where I made a reel for myself. And obviously got lucky and got booked on some gigs as well as an independent actor here in New York that got me some cool footage as well. But as I started compiling the stuff, my ambition started to grow too, and I wanted to just move away from just scenes for myself and do like sketch comedy reel scenes and all of that. And then that graduated to me making a pilot TV show that we raised, $22,000 to make, and won a lot of festivals. It's called Metros, and
it's fan-freaking-tastic. It's such a great pilot.
If you guys like, shows like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or Broad City, High Maintenance, all of those good shows, that's essentially what the show is about. Just being in New York and not really knowing where you land on the spectrum of sexuality and the spectrum of professionality. I think that's probably the best way to put it. But and then like made a few more projects, short films, whatever, all kind of randomly when they were coming out, and those did well, to the point where now like people were like, you should start a company. And so I started a film company. It's a narrative film company. It's called Are We Rolling Yet, or AWRY, so Awry. And we make narrative films, but we also do music videos and branded content and all of that. I mean, I bought like so much camera equipment and have had actors come up to me being like, I love your material, would love to help, would love to have you make my reel for me. So we get a lot of work that way. We get a lot of, submission work, and it's been great. Like Tim said, I've been able to leave my stupid 9-to-5 job. They're not stupid. All jobs are great, but like I'm not that kind of person. I don't like being stuck in the rat
Some are
race.
more of a means to an end. Yeah.
And like honestly, I think at any point in your early stages in your career, like money is always going to be a necessity, but you have to start valuing your time over your money, because at some point, like, you kind of get used to living off of like $100 a week or whatever. I mean, that's a grossly like low number, but like you get used to living within those means. So while you are yearning for more, your time is valuable in the sense that it's okay if I'm poor or like I'm living within these means for another 3 or 4 months. Like, let me bet on myself. Let me not work an endless cycle job that's giving me about $1,000 every 2 weeks, but let me try and see if I can step away from that job for even 1 month, 2 months, and see if I could get one gig that would pay me that amount. And that's really what I did. I was working as the GM of a kickboxing gym. Oh, hey, Candy, you woke up?
Hey, Candy.
Everybody's like, hey, Miss Candy.
She's like, oh, God, it's too early for this shit.
Right? She's like, Dad, like, what the fork is going on? Look at all her
What is a stuffed animal and what is a live animal?
Yeah, it's a game. It's a game I always play. This is my like drug. A lot of people have to like do breathalyzers. I have to figure out which one of those
candy.
is real and which one of those is fake before I can operate heavy machinery. I'm like, is that one? Damn, I forgot what we were talking about.
You were a GM at a kickboxing studio.
Yes, so I was the GM of a kickboxing studio, and it sounds all fun and dandy, except for the fact that it's making like barely $3,000 a month. And I was getting really like tired of just being there 9 to 5 every freaking Monday through Saturday, and getting $3,000 a month, but not being able to save any of that because it's New York, and not being able to put any of that towards my career. And on top of that, not having any time. So at some point I was just like, I need to invest more time in building my career, my company, just getting auditions, get like whatever. I'm lucky enough to have a couple agents, but still, like, the most valuable person working on your team is going to be yourself. So like,
exactly.
So like, I just was like, time is being sacrificed here, and I need to optimize my time. If I can make at least $3,001 in this month from a gig, then it would all have been worth it, because, you know, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And like 2 weeks go by, nothing. 3 weeks go by, I'm getting nervous. Now we're in the 4th week of the first month that I left this job, and I was like, no. And what happens? I don't get a gig. And I'm like, damn it. I'm now $3,000 down. Like, I forked myself really hard. 5th week comes around, I'm in the 2nd month, but I'm like not panicking. I'm like, something will come around. Nothing. 6th week came around, I got like a $7,000 DOP cinematographer job, and so those $7,000, like in two, like I got, and that's a 1 week job, by the way, right? So it's 1 week job, or sorry, 2 week job. So 2 week job, like $7,000. In those 2 weeks, I made more than I would have made in 2 months at that 9 to 5 job. And so my point is, like, for like 6 weeks, I thought I was quote unquote a failure, or I made the wrong move. But 1 week changed the whole perspective of what my life looked like for 2 months. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just, it's kind of like that. It's a gamble, and it's so hard, and it's never the right time to leave, but it is always the right time to leave. Because it's never the right time, just freaking do it, you know? And
yeah.
I'm also
I love what you said about the most valuable person in your business is yourself, and just that, how you're stressing the importance of, you really need to bet on yourself.
Yeah, man.
And what you were saying about that, that one job paying for more than 2 months of what that 9 to 5 would have given you, it totally switches your perspective on what it means to really create these opportunities for yourself, and knowing what it feels like to really go after it and start to see just even a little bit of success.
And to be honest,
when I started seeing that with voice, go ahead.
It's more fun. Like, like my life is.
It is.
Like, I feel like it's kind of weird. I get a lot of imposter syndrome because today I have this call with you and nothing else planned. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'll probably go to the gym. Like, and obviously I have things that I can work on, update my website, whatever. But I you know, like, whatever. I have time to do things. I can party, and so, like, I'm traveling to Costa Rica. I'm still getting work done while I'm there and all of that stuff, but I'm not like going to another job or whatever. And so sometimes that feels kind of imposter syndrome. Like, am I really making it? Whatever.
Am I actually doing this? Am I running a business, or am I just kind of like having a good time?
That you get a gig and it pays, you know, so much more money than your normal rate would have at this 9 to 5 survival gig. And you're like, yeah, this all makes sense. But my life is so much more fun right now. Like, I really am enjoying life. I have time to go to the movies. Dog, I took my dog to a movie theater, a Regal Cinema, last Tuesday. It was AMC, because it's free movie Tuesdays, right? Or whatever, discounted movie Tuesdays. Why I took her? Just because. Like, at this point, I have time.
Yeah, why not?
Like, do I think I can get away with taking a small dog that doesn't bark in a New York City movie theater? The answer, yes, I did.
Yes.
She watched Bullet Train IMAX with me in my lap. I brought food for her and watched. She had a full-ass meal and watched Bullet Train. I don't have time to do those things if I was working a 9 to 5. But I'm serious. Like, I'm really enjoying life, even though I haven't I'm almost 30. It's my golden year. I'm 29. I have 4 roommates in New York.
That's right. 30 is honestly so much better than 29. I am loving 30 so far. So you have lots to look forward to.
I'm super excited. But look, I'm just trying to get real for the audience, because, like, I think that whatever, social media, whatever. Like, we all like to make our lives look better, and then like we're crying inside because we're like, everybody's life is so much better than mine. Look, guys, I have 4 roommates. I live in West Harlem in New York City, and I wish I had 0 roommates and lived in a beach on Hawaii, right? But at the same time, I'm enjoying life to the point that like I have time to travel, I have time to do things, I have time to create, and I trust that because I'm passionate about what I'm doing and that I can do it more consistently because I don't have to split my time with another survival job, that I will accelerate to the point that I need to make sooner and sooner. And in this organic process, I'll be way more happy and less angsty about getting there and making it. And I truly think that for me personally, when I work out of a place of like, it's happening to everybody around me, but not me, like it doesn't foster a good energy for me versus like this happy-go-lucky, like, I don't know what's gonna happen in life, and then an opportunity falls in my lap. Oh shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's basically how every relationship has gone for me, because I was such a certified lover boy in high school and would like go chasing after girls. I was like, will you be the girl that makes me a one-woman man? And I was like, I don't know why I'm speaking in an Indian accent. And they would be like, no, dude, like, whatever. But then when I would just be like, dude, I'm just going to focus on being the funny dude, or just focus on stand-up, or just focus on being a doctor, because I thought I was going to be a doctor at some point. Relationships would fall in my lap.
Oops.
And I do think it's the same thing with this passionate love affair that I have with the creative arts, that, you know, just happy-go-lucky your way through life, and things will somehow work out serendipitously.
Yeah. And it's a mixture of that and also you like busting your ass with working on stuff too. Like, I mean,
but it doesn't feel, I guess it just doesn't feel like busting my, like, yes, it is hard. We have like 18-hour days on
sets.
But
when you're having fun with it, like you said, it's not like, I'm not meaning like you are consciously like, I'm going to work harder than everybody else around me. It's like you're ready because you're like, you did the schooling, you've like taken the classes, you've practiced, you've done these stand-up shows, you've made these short films, you're constantly just trying shit and just making it. And that's what you have to do. You just have to start making your own stuff.
You're the same, right? Like, and like you said, you just said this, you're like, I'm not working harder than anybody else out there. I mean, low key we are, right? Like, I mean, right? You want to like,
very, like, I'm not out to be the guy that's like The Rock, who's like, oh wow, he's the hardest like, I'm going to be the hardest working person in the room. I'm like, I work hard, but I'm also going to find balance. And
my goal is to be the hardest person in the room. Forget about the working. I'm just ready and hard to go. Sorry. This is sexual harassment. I meant hard as in like, not like as in, you know,
I got you. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that for our listeners.
If there's one thing you can take away from what it's like to be Sarang, just aim to be the hardest person. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I'm a stand-up comic at first.
No, never apologize for it. This is
it's about drive. It's about
this is why I love you.
I love you too.
It's about humble.
But you are
what I
was going to say is you are one of the hardest working people that I know, and I did a little bit of homework, and I know that you asked this question for some of your guests, and you're like, who inspires you right now? I'm Tim Heller. I'm going to try and get you. Think on your feet. Who inspires me? Right? I did some homework, and this is such a cheesy answer. People inspire me. Dog, you inspire me. Like, I just want whoever's watching right now, the one lonely person, dude, like you inspired the crap out of me. I think to really like illustrate to the audience, you know, Tim and I have never met in person. I think this is a really cool little relationship story. He used to work where my girlfriend also used to work before they left Lululemon. And they connected, and Tim left Lulu and went down to Texas to start his voiceover studio and all that fun extravaganza. And my girlfriend Aubreth was like, you should connect with Tim. He's got good connections. You know, he's signed to big agents, and, you know, you're a struggling artist. He's struggling less than you, you know, struggle less together. And I was like, yes, let me grab those coattails and see if I can ride them to Valhalla. And so I did, and I hit up Tim, and I was like, listen, dude, I want to get some voiceover coaching. I want to put together a reel, and we just had like really nice meetings over a couple times. He started coaching me, but the friendship blossomed into more of like I want to pay you to just listen to me talk about what is insecure in my life as an actor. And Tim was like, listen, dude, like I'm working on this, and this. You're working on this, and this. Like the ocean isn't as gray as you think it is. It's pretty blue from my perspective. So come and look at it from this angle. And I got to drink the sweet, sweet nectar that is Tim Heller. And I, dude, but in all honesty, like everything that you do is very inspiring, right? Even this, like, whole series, all of the stuff that you put on Instagram with your videos and TikTok, like, first of all, hella funny. Like when you started off and you started blowing up on TikTok with your voiceover, like freaking ones, I was like, dude, how's this dude going viral? Like, I mean, how is this not going more viral? Because you were going viral, and then you started going viral. I was like, yeah, it makes sense. You know, like this is good content. This is funny stuff. And then to the point where now, like, you've changed now from like getting audience and being like, this is funny, this is how you do it, to more of like an educational, you know, these are some facts about the industry, to a more like, let's have one-on-one conversations, to you posting about my favorite social media platform is LinkedIn, and here's why you're failing as a creative artist if you're not on LinkedIn. You know what I did? I got on fucking LinkedIn, right? Like I was like, you know, like, all right, Tim, like let's give a little more knowledge to fucking add to the bank. And so I just really want to impart, like, at least to you, right? If nobody else is listening, who cares? But I think it's important for you to realize that your reach has extended to a lot of people. Like, and I think it's extended to a lot more people than we could fathom in countries that you wouldn't even imagine. And so, yeah, you are hella inspiring. Because you're hella inspiring. So I did that.
Hella inspiring. Hey, thank you.
Yeah, and like I've modeled a lot of my like drive and entrepreneurship after your spirit the last 2 years. So I'm only freelance and steady freelancing because of you. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't you. I'd still be at the gym.
Wow. You are so rude for saying that, because I'm starting to get a little emotional about that. Thank you so much, Sarang. I really appreciate that, brother. It really means a lot. And it is, whatever I say or recommend is only like less than half of a percent if there isn't that work ethic behind it and the drive to really want it, to go after it, which is what you have. And you're resourceful and talented and have a killer community around you. And it takes a village. So that's, thank you. Thank you for saying that.
No, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, dude, this is absolutely freaking flown by, and is an unfair time constraint for how much we have to actually catch up on. So we're going to do this again, at least outside of this, at the bare minimum. Yeah. But I do have more quickfire questions to try to get you.
You're not going to get me.
Try to get you.
You're not going to get me.
I'm going to get you.
This is the Quick and the Dead, and I'm Leonardo DiCaprio, and boy, I'm fast. I'm fast as hell.
All right. Well, we're about to see just how fast you are, boy. All right. What is a nickname from your parents that they used to call you?
Oh, Sarangutan, because I'm the love monkey and I'm brown.
Yes. What is a color to describe your personality?
Honestly, blonde. Hello, let's go.
Blonde.
But like more like a blonde, like a platinum or whatever you call this.
Ooh, we'll say that your color's platinum.
Okay, I'm platinum.
I like that. Platinum. All right. What's a piece of content that you are consuming right now? Can't get enough of.
Ooh. How about
Gotcha.
Oh, great show. People have to check it out on HBO. Irma Vep with Alicia Vikander. Just a great show. If anybody wants to like take a look at what it's like making a show, like just super meta about making a TV show in France. Just really cool. Yeah.
Amazing. And you can have pizza one last time. Where from and what's on it?
Any place in New York City. That's not like a chain. Except for like
Ray's number one.
Like, hold on.
Ray's pizza
like,
number two.
Ray's is fine, right? Like New York pizza is the best pizza. You could get crappy 99-cent pizza at a place in New York City, and it'll be better than pizza in the rest of the world. So, like, I don't care when people get all snobby about, I need my pizza from Grimaldi's, or no, I need it from a hole in the wall. Dog, just smoke a doobie and go to your corner store. The pizza in New York is amazing.
You've heard it here, folks. Smoke a doobie, go to the corner store.
Pizza in New York is the bomb, like, wherever you go, even Papillon's.
It is, especially when you first moved there. It was what I survived on for the first couple of weeks while I was getting my life together. Dude. And you can pop in, get a $1 slice, and
bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. Yep, that's the New York dream. But honestly, it's terrible for your gut. Like,
oh yeah, you have to have a strong constitution to survive in New York on more than one level.
Yeah, it needs more than 10 commandments. But that's not a constitution.
Yeah. But it was a good stab. I appreciate it. We'll accept it. Okay. Dude, thank you so much for taking time out to do this, and I do owe you a much longer catch up. But I appreciate you and thank you for saying what you said.
A flight down to Texas. I need to come and visit you. Everything's bigger in Texas, so let's see how big this personality gets. But no, I definitely.
All right,
will
brother. I will.
Jess soon. It's got to happen. It's overdue.
We would love that. Doors open.
Sweet.
All right, I love you, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I'll talk to you soon.
Oh boy, well that was just a hoot and a half. Thank you for listening to this episode of Second Cup featuring Sarang Sharma. To keep up with Sarang, follow him on Instagram at Sarangatan. That's SARANGATAN. And follow his company Awry, Are We Rolling Yet? At Awry Productions. That's at AWRY.Productions. All handles and websites are also in the description for this episode. And seriously, check out the stuff that he and Aubrey have been doing. It is fan-friggin-tastic. This show is recorded and produced by Tim Heller Creative, LLC. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so in a few different ways. First is by sharing episode links on social media and tagging at Tim Heller Creative. Second is by rating and leaving reviews on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening and watching. If you want to support financially, you can Venmo at Tim Heller Creative. Or if you're a small or large business and would like to sponsor the show, reach out to Tim at timhellercreative.com and we can chat to see if we're a good fit. Tune in next time for another incredible conversation and hopefully to learn something new from a really cool person. Bye!